It is a jam-packed week. Let me tell you, it's probably going to be intense. However, there's so much energy around growth that will support you through it. Welcome back, cuties. If you're new here, my name is Sarah and I love all things astrology and helping entrepreneurs and creators fall into their creative flow. Today, we are going to be talking about the astrology forecast for the week of October 28th through November 3rd. All of the transits are listed below, so don't worry about taking notes. And if you want a written version of these transit interpretations, head over to my TikTok or Instagram where I make cute little graphics that have just a few bullet points on each transit. And then I post them to my story on the day that they're happening so you can have little reminders. Make sure you subscribe or follow so that you can stay up to date. I also post the month ahead forecast so you can do a bit more planning. Last announcement is that I have a free resource available for you to download, and it's over 120 content ideas based on the zodiac season. This can help you connect with your audience on a deeper level because it kind of taps into the energy that is floating around collectively. It's applicable for most businesses and creators and just kind of has cute little prompts for you to get thinking about what to post. All right, let's dive into the astrology for this week because there's a lot. The first transit of the week falls on Monday, October 28th, and it's Mars trine Neptune. This is a lovely transit that's going to bring compassion, creativity, and empathy into our actions, desires, and motivations. It's going to bring a sense of dreaminess and spirituality into it as well. We're going to be expressing empathy through our actions. As for business owners, it's a great time to take a creative approach to your projects. Even things like finances. Get creative. The next transit is on that same day on Monday the 28th, and it's Venus square Saturn. This is kind of an icky transit that may have us feeling self-worth issues, especially in our relationships and our finances. Saturn is about restricting, and so we might feel not enough in those spaces. It could build some tension that causes us to take responsibility around those things as well. As for business owners, I would use this energy to reevaluate your financial commitments and foundations. Next up, we have Wednesday, October 30th. And this is when we get Mercury opposite to Uranus. Now, this is a push-pull energy between our communications and our thinking patterns and sudden changes and progressive action. Be mindful of impulsive decision-making. It could definitely bring some disruption into our regular thinking patterns or regular conversations. However, changing things up a little bit could bring some innovative solutions. Those surprises could be a little frustrating, but just play them out, ground yourself, and see what opportunities come with that disruption. I do want to say be very cautious when you're driving or traveling on this day because it brings just a little bit of surprise into our short-term travel as well. As for business owners, double check your correspondence because your information may get misconstrued a little bit or maybe come across the wrong way. And build in some flexibility into your schedule so you can be a little bit prepared for the unexpected. Then on Friday, November 1st, we start the month off strong with a powerful new moon in Scorpio. Let me tell you, there is a lot of other transits that are happening in this new moon chart, and it's mostly supportive. However, it's all regarding final lessons and letting go. Usually that's stuff that comes with a full moon, so this new moon really feels like a full moon in a way. But in order to start something new, in order to start that new transformative cycle that a new moon gives us, we need to clear out space and make room. If you are an astrology nerd and you're aware of the 29th degree, there's a lot of planets in the 29th degree in this moon chart. So that's why it's this kind of point of culmination where we are learning our final lessons before moving on to the next sign. If you've been paying attention and learning your lessons, then it's almost like a point of mastery in those lessons. If you haven't, then it might come to like a point of crisis However, there's a lot of supportive energy to help you get through that crisis feeling. So don't worry. There is a loose grand water trine, which means all of the water signs are lit up and connecting. So that shows that there's energy for sustainable spiritual and emotional growth. As for business owners, this is a powerful time to let go of any shoulds that are coming into your business or creative practices. Should be doing it this way, needs to be doing it that way. The rest of this year is really focused on letting that go. And we're having big changes in November with Pluto moving into Aquarius. So it's all about building something new. Out with the old, in with the new. Figure out what that means for you. Okay, over the weekend, we have a lot of transits happening. Let's start with Saturday. On Saturday, November 2nd, we get a big one, which is Jupiter sextile to Chiron. Now, you've probably already been feeling this transit, and we're going to be feeling it for about half of November as well. And this is a transit that brings opportunity for, again, sustainable growth and healing through shared experiences, through talking with other people, through connecting with other people. It's a good time to learn from your past challenges and find strength through vulnerability. For business owners, really reflect on the challenges that you've been through this year and how you've grown from them and how you'll use those challenges to be stronger in the future. A few minutes after that transit, we get Mercury trine to Mars. Okay, this is fantastic because it's going to give us a lot of mental energy. We're going to have a lot of clarity, especially in our communications. So I like these two together because it can really help us figure out what it is that we need to grow from or that we can grow from. We'll get a big boost of mental energy and motivation as well. As for business owners, use this energy to tackle a complex project, something that takes a lot of focus and brain power. Next transit is Venus opposite to Jupiter. Now, this opposition is not the worst of all oppositions. It's actually kind of lovely. It's very sociable. It brings a big drive for pleasure and having fun and being kind to one another. The only thing I would say is to watch out for overindulgence, overeating, overspending, drinking too much, taking too many drugs. It's a doing too much energy. So just be mindful. As for business owners, I would use this energy to create something beautiful and fun and something that you feel really connected to. All right, last transit for Saturday is that we get Mercury moving into the sign of Sagittarius, where it will stay until January 2nd. Yes, that's a long time because in November we will get our very last Mercury retrograde of 2024. If you want more information on that, make sure you head over to my November month ahead forecast. Mercury in Sagittarius is about our communications, our mindsets, our thinking patterns, all getting a dose of adventure, exploration, and a need for deeper meaning. Sagittarius is all about philosophy and spirituality. So we're really going to be focusing our mindsets towards those things. It's all about expanding our mental horizons. As for business owners, I would take a course, launch a course, workshop, educational content, all that stuff. People are going to be yearning for learning, so they might be really into that. If you're looking at launching it or if not launching something like that, take one. Moving on to Sunday, the first transit we have is the most triggering transit of the week, and that's Mars opposite Pluto. This in itself is a very triggering transit. It has us feeling defensive and like our survival needs are at threat. And when that happens, people act a little animalistic, okay? So just be very aware of this. If you're not feeling that way, other people around you may be feeling that way. Now, Mars is in Cancer, which is all about our emotional needs and our emotional instincts. And Pluto is finishing its transit in Capricorn, which is all about redefining the systems that structure society. So together, it's doing this push-pull energy between our emotional needs and the pressures we feel externally, whether that's from society or coworkers or career pressures, anything outside of ourselves. It's doing this tug. However, they're both in the 29th degree, as I mentioned before. So it's this final culmination point. We've been kind of having this battle, especially over in Capricorn, for a while. So it's that final understanding of figuring out what that balance needs to be between those two. I do want to say this transit could incite violence. Both Pluto and Mars have to do with aggression and violence in different ways. So just try to keep yourself extra safe this day if you can. As for business owners, investigate how you're bringing in external pressures into your business and your workflows. Is there stuff that you can let go of so that you can show up more authentically in your business or your creative projects? Next up, we have Mercury sextile to Pluto. Thank goodness for this, because it's a harmonious transit that's going to soften the Mars opposite to Pluto transit a little bit. With Mercury sextile to Pluto, we get intense but powerful conversations and thoughts that kind of help us work through whatever the Mars opposite Pluto is bringing up for us. And Mercury over in Scorpio is going to bring our emotions into it as well too, and just help us get a deeper understanding of what's going on. It can help us dive into our psyche a little bit and really uncover some truths that might have been hidden. As for business owners, I would use this as an opportunity to write or create something really deep and profound. I would save it in the drafts for now because people are feeling a little defensive and triggered right now, but release it when the time feels right. We get Venus trine to Chiron. This is a super supportive transit that promotes healing, especially in our relationships and our finances and our self-worth. So it's a nice transit to go with the Venus square to Saturn, where we might have been feeling a little icky earlier in the week. This is something that can bring us some closure with those things that came up. It has us feeling more empathetic towards ourselves and others. For business owners, I would use storytelling to get really vulnerable with your audience and share something that can help them connect with you. Freaking finally, we have the last transit of the week, and that's Mars moving into the sign of Leo. It's going to stay here until January 6th. Yes, because we also get Mars retrograde starting in December. We'll talk about that in the December forecast. With Mars in Leo, we get creativity, self-expression, courage, and boldness into our actions, into our motivations, and into our desires. I would say watch out for competitiveness and ego-driven action, which I don't know how that's going to play into our elections, but we'll see. As for business owners, showcase what makes your business or your products unique. And if you haven't already, really build that into your brand. Okay, that's it for this week. I know it's a jam-packed week. It's mostly supportive. Yes, there's a couple harsh transits, but as always, it's in the name of growth. If you like this, please make sure you like, follow, share with somebody. Please help me grow. I love doing this for you guys, and I just want to do it more. Until next time, stay hella fluid, y'all.